Hi, my name is Renee Anthony Gonzalez, and I am a senior pre-sales consultant for Lumension. And today I'm going to walk you through how to manage your third-party application updates within the Microsoft System Center environment using Lumension Patch Manager DeskTop. Patch Manager DeskTop provides simplified patching for the most at-risk third-party applications on Windows desktops from within your Microsoft System Center environment. While System Center does a really good job on making sure that Microsoft software technologies are fully up to date, it lacks visibility on your third-party missing updates that IT has to start to pay attention to, like Adobe and Java as a small example. And within the System Center product, it does provide the capability of manually building these patches and deploying them through through the System Center infrastructure, but it can be rather time-consuming for an IT guy to research, design, package, and then test, and then deploy. We can take that whole workflow out of the equation for you with the Patch Manager DeskTop. And then finally, Patch Manager DeskTop is the only enterprise-class third-party patching solution designed exclusively for System Center environments that require an efficient and reliable patching solution. So now we're going to go into the actual product demonstration. And as you can see, SCCM 2012, I do have WSUS installed, and I also have the System Center Update Publisher installed as well. So what I'm going to do now is I've already downloaded the Lumension catalog file. Now what I'm going to do now is import this catalog file using the System Center Update Publisher tool. So under Overview, I'm going to click on Import. And now I'm going to browse to that catalog file that I stored onto the desktop. And now I'm going to import. So once this catalog is imported, you're going to see all these Adobe products and, of course, missing security updates for Adobe products, which include Flash Player ESR, Flash Reader, Illustrator, Adobe Acrobat, Adobe Air, Adobe Photoshop, Adobe Shockwave Player, and then RoboHelp. The other thing I want to do is, let me just pick on Flash Player. Actually, let's pick on Adobe Reader. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure that Adobe Reader 11.0.6 has to be installed within my environment. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to publish the full content and once it's published, actually let me go ahead and publish all this content because they may be applicable to my environment. So once I publish this content within by using System Center Update Publisher, the next thing I'm going to do is log on to the System Center console and select the Software Library Workspace, select the All Software Updates node, and now what I have to do is synchronize, because all I'm doing is updating or publishing the Lumension content within WSUS, and now I'm going to pull out that content using the integration point between WSUS and System Center. So now I'm going to sync the software updates. And what's going to happen now is I have to allow time or force a software scan on my managed endpoints to verify which machines require that outdated version of Adobe. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to navigate to a Windows 8 client. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to access the Windows Control Panel, access System and Security, and now I'm going to access the Configuration Manager client. Now under Actions, I'm going to go ahead and force the system to sort of, check in or scan for missing updates. So all I got to do is click on Initiate these options for a software update scan cycle. Let me just do a Machine Policy Retrieval Cycle 2. And so what I'm going to go what I'm going to do now is navigate back to the SCCM console. Now the next thing I want to do is I have to wait for my newly imported updates to show up within the console. So let me just see if these updates have published. So I'm consulting SCCM, and yep, my catalog has been published. And let me add additional search criteria so I can filter out security updates that require my immediate assistance, or that require my immediate attention. So I have a couple of software updates that are missing, and let me go ahead and deploy this Adobe Reader update. So I'm going to go ahead and create an actual deployment. So I'm going to target a collection, which is on my desktop and servers. That's fine. And I'm just going to basically use all the default installation deployment options, because we're not going to focus on a lot of time on SCCM options. The focus is to make sure that our end users and our trial testers can import our catalog and quickly import the catalog within SCCM, and then now you can start to use your existing workflow for Microsoft updates, but now you can use that same workflow and same infrastructure for your third-party updates as well. So a lot of this stuff is important, but we're not going to focus a lot on it. So let me just summarize it, and it's done. So now that I've deployed Adobe Reader 11.0.0.6 to all of my desktops and client System Center collections, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to navigate back to this Windows 8 client, and now I'm going to access the Software Center. And as you can see, there's actually quite a few missing third-party updates that has been detected on the system, and I'm detecting and I'm delivering these updates using the System Center infrastructure. So to finish off this product demonstration, I care about both missing updates, because I do have Firefox and Adobe Reader installed, but they're outdated, insecure versions. So to complete this product demonstration, I just care about Adobe Reader, and I'm going to install the selected updates. So as you can see, we've simplified the process of patching all third-party applications in your System Center environment, which improves your overall security posture and brings your system into a compliance with internal policies or even external regulatory requirements, all without imposing a huge additional workload to you. So now let's review the system requirements. The system requirements for Patch Manager DeskTop is, of course, you have to have System Center Configuration Manager 2012 or higher installed. Also, you have to have Microsoft Software Update Services 3.0 with the latest Service Pack or Service Pack 2. And then make sure you install the Microsoft hotfix. Hotfix number is 253.0678. So once System Center is installed, you configured the Software Update Services role. Now you can go ahead and download the System Center Updates Publisher 2011 tool. But before we go down into the demonstration real quick, WSUS does have certain requirements in order to publish the Lumension catalog into the SCCM environment. So by default, when you're evaluating the product, the System Center Update Publisher tool is going to prompt you for a self-signing certificate. It's going to ask you if you want to create a new certificate or if you want to create a self-signing certificate. In order for those endpoints to be able to detect and install patches delivered by Lumension, each of those endpoints must trust that WSUS self-signing certificate. So you have to manually apply that self-signing certificate into the following certificate stores, which is Trusted Root Certification Authority and Trusted Publisher. We've also provided some examples via a command line interface on how you can manually import the certificates into the appropriate stores using a batch, or even package this up and deploy within the SCCM console.